Good day everyone, especially to Arnold A. Porra. Sir, good morning. I am Merielglen E Dela Cruz, BS Criminology. For today's video, I am going to present to you my research. Research is a creative and systematic work undertaken to increase stock of knowledge. It involves the collection, organization, and analysis of information to increase understanding of the topic or issue. The title of my research is The Impact of Road Advertising Signs to the Youth Drivers and its Implication to the Law Enforcers of Libak.
The introduction. Road advertising signs are an essential part of keeping drivers and pedestrians safe on the road, as they are designed to provide necessary information and warning of potential dangers. The main purpose of traffic sign is to help prevent accidents and protect people on the road. It is extremely important for traffic signs to be displayed prominently in order to command attention and to be placed in a way that provides drivers with enough time to respond to the command that each sign is giving. Motorcycles are considered as one of the extreme modes of conveyance contributing to road accidents. Reports reveal that the number of deaths caused by motorcycles is significantly higher than by any other means of transportation. A large percentage of motorcycle accidents occurred mainly due to human behavior. Teenagers are more susceptible to peer influences than adults. The combination of passenger-induced distraction and driving inexperience can disrupt driving behavior, and there is evidence that teenage driver risk-taking increases in vehicles with multiple teenagers. In 2019, almost 2,400 teens in the United States aged 13 to 19 were killed and about 258,000 were treated in emergency departments for injuries suffered in motor vehicle crashes. That means that every day about 7 teens died due to motor vehicle crashes and hundreds more were injured. In addition, motor vehicle crash deaths among teens 15 to 19 years of age resulted in about 4.8 billion in medical and work loss cost for crashes that occurred in 2018. As I observed in Lebak, a lot of youth ages 17 below keep on driving motorcycle. Some are reckless and there are some who careful. Among of them, mostly are students. Having a motorcycle is a great privilege for every student, but there are a lot of disadvantage too. There are positive impact and there are negative impact of driving motorcycle. Nowadays, we cannot deny the fact that most teenagers know how to drive, but they do not have still authority. Some of them are lack of enough knowledge about the road advertising signs, which it may lead them to prone accidents. That is why I pursue to finish this study to give awareness to the youth and agencies. Statement of the problem of my study. First, what is the status of a certain youth? The status of a certain youth includes the gender, their age, and their driving behavior. Second one, how was the awareness of the youth regarding the road advertising signs? The third one, what are the implications of the back enforcer? So these questions are meant to be answered.
Statement of hypothesis. Affirmative. There is significant difference between the road advertising signs and the youth drivers. The null. There is no significant difference between the road advertising signs and the youth drivers. The research objectives. This study was conducted to determine the impact of road advertising signs to the youth. The respondents were the selected youth drivers coming from Lebak. A total number of respondents are 155 youth. The result of this study had been finalized as a basis in creating implication of the enforcer of Lebak. To achieve this objective, the researcher determined to answer the following questions. First, what is the profile of a certain youth in terms of age, gender, and driving behavior? Second one, how was the awareness of the youth regarding the road advertising signs? And the third one is what are the implication of law enforcer of Lebach. Significance of the study. Significance of the study entails to whom it may essential to.
So this study has its significance first to the teachers. The information that they would get in this study would help them to guide and give proper attention and awareness to the students who are still young enough to drive a motorcycle. Additionally, they will be able to explain what the should and must suited intervention or implication from LEBAC enforcers. Second one, parents. Findings of this study would also raise the awareness of the parents to educate their child. The third one, the youth. The result of this study will help the youth become aware and to educate themselves. Fourth one, students. The results of this study would alarm the students and raise their awareness of the impact of the road advertising signs to the youth and its implication to the law enforcers of Lebach. The last one, future researchers. The result of this study will serve as a reference that will benefit the future researchers who aims to conduct a research similar to this study. Scope and the limitation. This study mainly focused on the impact of road advertising signs to the youth drivers and its implication for the law enforcers of Lebac. The respondents of this study will be the youth. It's either student or out of school youth ages 17 below. The primary data gathering method is survey questionnaire in order to determine the impact of road advertising signs to the youth and its implications for road safety, and some are due to interview. This type of research is a descriptive and evaluative type of research. The researchers are conducting this study so that they can share their insights, suggestions, and opinions regarding in this matter. They really want to know the real facts of impact of road advertising signs to the youth so that they will know the reality and to provide solutions for this certain issue. The researchers conduct this study to adheres generation problem, assisting and helping and assessing themselves in their current life situation. The methodology. A literature review was selected as the most appropriate method of research to address the question of whether road advertising signs impact on young drivers and the implications of law enforcers, given the number of components and causal mechanisms theoretically. The researcher used survey questionnaire and interview to gather facts and documents. A total of 150 respondents coming from the youth, including students and out-of-school youth ages 17 below who are able to drive in public highways. The result of the survey questionnaire, which tests the awareness of the youth, made a tool to create implication of law enforcer of Lebach. The results and discussions. Figure 1 shows gender data. Orange color represents male part and the blue color represents the female part. Mostly of my respondents are male as shown at the illustration. Indeed, most youth drivers are male or boys aging 17 below. The highest percentage are males and lowest percentage are females, garnering 70% from male and 25% in female. Figure 2 represents type of youth. Blue color represents school youth while orange color represents out of school youth. Most of the youth drivers are school youth at the result. That means by initial reason in interview they drive by themselves to have less transportation expenses. Figure 3 shows the percentage of the youth of female drivers. Orange color represents 14 to 15 years old. Yellow color represents 12 to 13 years old. And the last, green color, represents 10 to 11 years old. Female ages 14 to 15 years old had the biggest percentage of youth drivers, followed by 12 to 13 years old, then 10 to 11 years old. Figure 3.2 shows the percentage of the youth male drivers. Yellow color represents 10 to 11 years old. Gray color represents 12 to 13 years old. And Orange color represents 14 to 15 years old, and the blue color represents 16 to 17 years old. Male ages 16 to 17 years old youth drivers had the biggest percentage, followed by 14 to 15 years old male. Next is 12 to 13 years old, then 10 to 11 years old that is the lowest percentage. Figure 4 entails the graph of a percentage of the awareness of young drivers to road advertising signs. In category 1, the question is, did they know the road advertising signs? Out of 100% respondents, 8% said yes, and 27% said no, and 65% said maybe or sometimes. In category 2, the question is, are they aware of rights and responsibility as a driver? Out of 100% respondents, 25% said yes, 29% said no, and 46% said maybe or sometimes. In category 3, the question is, are they aware and favored to get driver's license when they become 18 years old? Out of 100% respondent, 55% said yes, 3% said no, and 57% said sometimes or maybe. In category 4, the question is, did the youth obey road signs? Out of 100% respondents, 60% said yes, 15% said no, and 25% said maybe or sometimes. In category 5, the question is, if did they wear helmet, eye protection, and bright protective clothing? Out of 100%, 5% said yes, 5% said no, and 90% said maybe or sometimes. In category 6, the question is, if they do not ride after consuming alcohol or other drugs, out of 100%, 15% said yes, 45% said no, and 40% said maybe or sometimes. Therefore, the result of the survey, the most of the youth may be not knowing well the road advertising signs. Some of them are not fully aware of their responsibility as a driver. Additionally, the youth are willing to own driver's license when they become 18 years old. The youth obeyed road signs, but the youth are not sure and agree to wear safety protocols in driving such as wearing helmet, eye protection, and bright protective clothing. Also, the youth are keep on driving even they have a substance of an alcohol or other drugs. Figure 5 represents the road awareness test of the youth drivers. The table shows some questions. First question, right of way of the motorcycle while driving on the hills roads. Question number 2, awareness about wide continuous or broken line. Question number 3, aware about by left lane on road. Question number 4, awareness about starting the vehicle on road during high traffic volume. Question number 5, safety awareness for pedestrians during rainy seasons. Question number 6, awareness about right way of using horn. Question number 7, awareness about right way of emergency stopping. Question number 8, awareness about controlling speed while descending. Question number 9, awareness about use of hazard lights. Question number 10, road sign about no crossing. The interpretation of the result. The youth are aware of right way of the motorcycle while driving on hills roads, but they strongly unaware about awareness about wide, continuous, or broken line. Aware about by left lane on road, awareness about starting the motorcycle on road during high traffic volume, safety awareness for pedestrians during rainy seasons, awareness about right way of using horn, awareness about controlling speed while descending, and awareness about use of hazard lights. And they are unaware of an awareness about right way of emergency stopping only and road sign about no crossing. This is the implication for road safety. As roadside advertising technologies are continually changing, there is a need for ongoing monitoring of the risks associated with emergent technologies. Therefore, continued monitoring of roadside advertising technologies and generation of safety data is necessary. Legislation in some jurisdictions, such as the U.S., has not progressed as fast as the roadside advertising technology, Sharp 2011. Likewise, although the roadside advertising should naturally be driven by road safety concerns, some other policy considerations should be weighted as well. Examples: scenic beauty, Sharp 2011, and Clutter Beecher et al. 2004, Sharp 2011, explains that if left effectively unregulated, current technologies of roadside advertising would destroy the scenic vistas and put drivers and other road users at risk.
That's all everyone. Thank you for watching.